Hey everybody. Right now we're having a little bit of technical difficulty. All right, cool. Just want to make sure that was off in the background. I was trying to monitor the sound. So Kat is having some technical difficulties right now. She's trying to get her audio back up and running. But right now you got me, the DOC. We are here. We're going to get back into discussing the situation that was going down with the Big U case. At last we left off, we were on page 17D. Let me get to that right quick. But thank y'all for rocking with us. Thank y'all for tuning in. Greatly appreciate y'all being here. This is Ambitiously the podcast. This is the WIRETAP. All right, 17 Delta. All right, so this was still up under the, which section was this up under? This is the summary of probable cause. So this is when the agent was basically sitting out and listing the things of probable cause and the reasons that they basically have took them into custody. And we are right here, Delta. All right. So all the members and associates of the Big U Enterprise use Henley and the Big U Enterprise history and reputation to control Los Angeles through the violence, fear, and intimidation. Henley simultaneously attempted to create an air of legitimacy for the Big U Enterprise by promoting himself as a reformed gang member, focused on bettering his community through purported nonprofit organizations he funded, such as Developing Options, and by soliciting donations from celebrities and grants from governments and foundations to those charitable organizations. In actuality, Henley and other members and associates of the Big U Enterprise use these purported nonprofit entities to enrich and further the objectives of the Big U Enterprise, including by, so this is where they get into the listing of things that they did with the money that they acquired from talking to celebrities, governments, and foundations. They embezzling funds meant as charitable donations to the nonprofit entities, using the nonprofit entities to fraudulently apply for government assistance and loans, and using the nonprofit entities to falsely employ and falsify employment and financial records to personally benefit members and associates of the Big U Enterprise. So basically, they were taking people in and basically getting the money and probably just spending it or using it for whatever they felt they needed it for. If it wasn't necessarily for the Developing Options, the nonprofit entity, as in, giving education to people, teaching people skills or anything like that. And one of the things with the falsify employment, you could use that to falsify tax records and things like that. So if you have somebody that, pretty much, me and Kat had discussed this previously, if you had somebody that needed a job, or per se to say that they had a job, then you can put them on there and get the tax thing, use them as for the whatever tax benefits, but then that person necessarily wouldn't have to work unless it was a legitimate job. So members and associates of the Big U Enterprise would discipline other members and associates who acted in a way seen to be detrimental to the Big U Enterprise, or other individuals who were seen as disrespecting the Big U Enterprise or its members, including through threats and acts of violence, such as assault, kidnapping, and then the big one, murder. Also, members and associates of the Big U Enterprise would avoid detection by law enforcement by, among other activities, and this is kind of where we were around the thing, attempting to thwart and evade law enforcement surveillance. The thing was funny about this line to us, especially with me, is like, you are on social media, pretty much stating the rules that you have laid out, but you're somehow going to avoid the surveillance of law enforcement. Okay. Um, Destroying video surveillance and other evidence, and threatening or otherwise pressuring victims or witnesses of crimes committed by members or associates of the Big U Enterprise to avoid interaction with or to provide untruthful statement or testimony to law enforcement and officers. That's the whole snitches get stitches thing. In sum, there is a probable cause to believe that, in furtherance of the Big U Enterprise, and this is where it gets very, very deep, Henley kidnapped and murdered victim are
Okay, can
just
you hear
some
me?
of is a probable cause to believe that. I hear you now. Furtherance of the big U enterprise. And this is where it gets very, very deep. Henley kidnapped and murdered victim of just some. There is a probable cause to believe that. I hear you now. Furtherance of the big enterprise. Are we having a feedback loop?
All right, so you can hear me a little bit. I'm sorry, I didn't want to interrupt, but
Yeah, I can hear you now.
I needed to know if you can hear me.
Yes.
Maybe not the best sound, but just as long as you can hear me. But continue. Don't let me
Oh,
interrupt.
okay. So it says Henley kidnapped and murdered victim R.W. in Las Vegas in retaliation to perceived disrespect to the Big U Enterprise and endeavored to conceal that murder with other Big U Enterprise members and associates. So, involved in this, Henley, Robinson, Martin, and Williams committed and arranged robberies to enrich the Big U Enterprise, further the extortions committed by the Big U Enterprise, and to create the impression that the Big U Enterprise controlled Los Angeles. Henley, Robinson, and Martin extorted individuals in Los Angeles for purported protection, when such protection was actually from violence committed by the Big U Enterprise. Basically, that's that whole check-in thing. If you come here, you better check in with us. You'll check in. We're gonna tax you a bit. Then you're gonna be safe. But if you don't, then we're probably gonna be the same people that are gonna commit any of extortion against you or any of the violence, as it states in this police report, or it states in this report.
Mm, mm, mm. Child. Listen, okay, I'm sorry. I'm glad. Thank you, Doc. First of all, first and foremost, for covering for me for this, because I don't know what the hell is going on here. I don't know.
Okay, you
So
here now. You here now.
I'm here. Um, so explanation before we continue on. My computer that I normally use for these type of occasions decided that it wanted to update on me, and so it's still doing what it needs to do. So then I did some things, switched some things around, and I'm here.
You are here.
Welcome to the show. It is me, your girl Laborly, aka Cat Lee, and hold on. I had to get that in. I had to bring my partner in good for me to cover for me until I figured things out. We were blessed that he is here because for a second we were stagnant. I did not know what was going on.
Okay.
Which actually I'm not mad because I wanted to switch things over anyway. So I'm thinking that's what's about to happen on that front. But I'm here now.
Welcome,
Um,
welcome, welcome.
thank you. It was rough.
I
It was
understand.
real rough over here. I didn't know what was going on. So before we continue, let me say these things because I have to say that during the conversation, you do that by calling in, sending a text. Look, now this mother effer. All right, y'all. I might switch over to the other one because that's the one that I normally use, and now it's up. Anyway, but join the conversation. You can do that by calling in, or text messaging us, or dropping a comment. The number is 443-551-5963, 443-551-5963. I'm going to just run through all of this, and then I'm going to switch over to the other computer once I get that up and running. But until I get everything in order, I'm going to still be right here. Um, Hit us up, contact at ambitiouslyent.com, contact at ambitiouslyent.com, or you can hit our Gmail, ambitiouslythepodcast at gmail.com, ambitiouslythepodcast at gmail.com. Check out our website. We are actually streaming live from this website. I'm sorry for those who are watching from the website, like, what the hell is going on? Technical difficulties. That's what the hell is going on. But you can check out our website, www.ambitiouslyent.com, or join our coffee and join our coffee community. And I'll tell you why I want you to do that a little bit more later on. Anything else I need to put on the screen? Oh, yeah. The last thing. Like, share, and subscribe to this podcast. Even with all the technical difficulties, it's some good content that we bring forth. So make sure you check that out. And that's that. I'm sorry. So where were we, Doc? What? item are we on now?
We are when Henley and Afelhe arranged for the interstate transportation.
What is that? What
That
number?
is PDF page 20.
20?
Yes.
Okay, dang. I was gone that long? Jeez Louise! Okay, so they arranged Henley, Vicky Enterprises. Um, 20, is that 3 or is that A?
No, the PDF page 20
Well, see on mine it says exactly, it says 21.
or page 19,
Okay, page 19.
the very top.
Now, bro, so we're at the very top. So Henley, okay, I see. Y'all, this is the craziest ever that I'm not on point to where we usually are because I normally am on point. But um while I get this in order, I will. So you've done D already or no?
No, I haven't done the.
Okay, so I'll start right there while I get us in place. All right, hold on 1 second. Let me just do the thing I need to do because this is insane. So Henley and I hate that I'm about to butcher his name, but I am. Philly J, I think that's how you say it.
Yeah.
I'm not, I'm not sure of how you pronounce that, but sometimes we don't get them all right. Anyway, arrange for interstate transportation for individuals to engage in the work.
The work.
No, you know, if y'all don't know by now, I have been using the word workers when it comes to this Diddler situation, which we're going to talk about that too. Um, so when I say the work is for the soliciting of bodily, um, I don't want to say functions because that sounds so crazy, but soliciting body, selling your body, or the selling
The
of body.
oldest profession.
Yeah, the oldest profession in the game. So, yeah. Um, for Henley and Big U Enterprise members. Henley defrauded various companies and donors, athletes, and celebrities into providing donations to Big U Enterprises charities, only to transfer the donations to his own personal bank account for personal use. Now, I'm gonna interrupt that right there and say this. Now, okay, here we go. When he was in the car, allegedly on the run, he was on the run. That's what they said. That's what the government said. Um, he said that he did not use the money for he paid himself a salary,
Mm.
and the money was then used to pay things such as his mortgage and things of that nature. That's what he said. We do have that. Well, I have to find where I put that for the jet because I did. Y'all know I will download it with the quickness, um, so we could play it. But I have to find where I downloaded that footage, which is on my other actual computer that I'm trying to log into right now. But he said that he did not use the money in the way that they're trying to say that he used the money.
Mm. When they do a forensic accounting, they
Yeah,
want to find out exactly where the money went and how to get there.
exactly. But he's saying that he did not use it in the way in which they are trying to say that he used it. That's what he said. Damn it. That's what he said. So it gotta be the devil. I'm sorry. All the things I'm going through right now. I'm gonna just say, them old sayings that we always talk about. We be like, ain't nothing but the devil.
Hmm.
I feel that right now. Because I don't know why I'm having these issues right now. I have no clue. But anyway, that's what he said. Now, we can't guarantee and say that, you know, what he's saying is true, or you know what I mean. Like we can't. What the hell? What the hell? Um, we can't say that that wasn't the case because he might have. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
used it for you know his living situation. Let's see if I can get this right now because this is giving me attitudinal problems. But anyway, we can't say what the fuck. I'm sorry. I'm
Live, being live, y'all. Let's get it.
I'm sorry. I'm just trying to figure out why I'm having these complications right now. So excuse my language, but we can't say for sure that he didn't pay himself a salary. You know what I'm saying? We can't say for sure that that wasn't where the money went. We can't say that because we don't know. We wasn't. You know what I mean? We weren't there. Ah, shit. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm going through it right now. We weren't there. We don't know. But what we do know is that the government said that he was taking the money from people, and I'm gonna give you some celebrities real quick, like Shaq. He's big in this case, among a couple of other celebrities, and maybe even like Hollywood producers and directors and stuff like that for
Mm-hmm.
like their films, because we saw that footage with him and old boy where they was telling everybody if you don't check in,
Mm-hmm.
we gonna check your ish. So I don't know. I just don't know. But anyway, Henley defrauded various companies. We just did that. Okay, so Henley fraudulently obtained funding from the city of Los Angeles mayor's office. That's big when you go to the mayor's office.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's nuts. That means you had high aspirations. Because a celebrity is one thing, and they probably could fall for the bull crap. But we talk about the government. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? That looks way different. But anyway, so they're accused of defrauding the government, the mayor's office through Gang Reduction Youth Development Foundation, which is his, what I mean, where he had his little organization that was supposed to be nonprofit, portion of which received federal funding. Henley defrauded and attempted to defraud the Small Business Administration, child, woo! For loans that benefited the Big U enterprise. Child, he was just getting everybody, allegedly. That's what they said. To enrich blatant and a Big U enterprise associate who purported to work for the Big U enterprise charitable organization. Henley Martin Blanton, however you say his name, and Hines committed bank fraud by submitting a fraudulent mortgage application. And Henley Robinson and Martin and other members of the associates of the Big U enterprise attempted to obstruct investigation into and conceal the above referenced crimes committed on behalf of the Big U enterprise, the enterprise. So
Mm-hmm.
I got to do that.
The enterprise. The enterprise.
I got to do that. Big U and them was busy.
Yeah.
What the government?
That is a lot of different things that they had their hands into, from getting money from the mayor's office to submitting the false mortgage statements to probably falsifying employment documents to the S trafficking, to all those things. That is very a broad band of activities, to say the least.
Yeah, busy, 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 busyness. That's nuts. That's insane. Almost even. But that's what they said they was doing. So I don't know. So we're gonna move on to the statement of probable cause. um, because it's very necessary at this point. So I guess I'll start it, and then you can pick up at 21.
Okay.
Okay, so unless otherwise noted below, my knowledge of the facts summarized herein is based on my training and experience. So this is the person in charge of this investigation. My discussion with other investigators and my review of law enforcement reports, search warrant, and subpoena returns Title 3, wiretap interception, no pun intended. Um, wiretap interception, public domain interviews, to include YouTube, wonder what they was watching on YouTube,
Yep.
and podcast interviews and docuseries, wonder whose podcast interviews they were watching. Adam,
Mm-hmm.
22, Vlad, yeah.
Glad.
Um, that just goes to show y'all that they be watching. And if you breaking the law in some kind of way, they gonna get you.
Yep.
So crazy, crazy work. Electronic and other written communications, interviews of certain individuals, and City of Los Angeles records and other publicly available documents. They are watching. Stop thinking that y'all could just go on these little, I mean, well, not little, but go on these podcasts
Mm-hmm.
and set up shop. And yeah, it's good money for the time being, but you forget that you're telling.
You
It's
yes.
almost like insider trading. You're telling insider secrets that they are taking note on and saying, "Yeah, okay, a little bit more. Just give me a little bit more so I can make a case."
Yeah. And also they probably should be aware of and know um the statute of limitations for anything that they've done. Because some stuff doesn't have a statute of limitations for like 7 years. Some stuff can go back indefinitely, such as like murder. I mean,
Right, right, right. And I think that that's where a lot of them get it twisted because they thinking like that was a long time ago.
yeah. No, they were just waiting. They're just waiting. They just need, like you said, I need a little bit more information, a little bit
Yeah,
more information.
give me a little intel. I'm waiting. You feel?
Yeah.
It was
All
so
right.
long ago. Why would I? Why they ain't gonna think about that? Yes, they are. They are totally thinking about that.
That's their job.
Right. But y'all fools out here just running y'all mouth. And like I said, we seen it several times when it comes to the No Jumper podcast with Adam 22. We've seen it on Vlad TV. We've seen it over and over and over and over again. And they just sit up there and they just run their mouths and run their mouths, have arguments about when somebody got put on to the banger life. You feel me? All kinds of stuff. I done watch all kinds of stuff. And like I said, because I am a podcaster, it is my job. I like part of my job. I have to pay attention to the other people who do podcasts.
Yeah.
And so I watch these shows. I don't watch DJ Academics because he annoys me, but I be paying attention to
Yeah. I mean, to understand what's going on, you got to like read the room, see, see the landscape of what's happening. But it also goes to show that if you are of the criminal element per se, that if you always see these persons that a lot of their stories and cases, they
right.
take stuff from the podcast.
They
So
do.
if you are actively participating in the underworld per se, then you should
Hmm.
kind of be aware, like, hey, if I get in front of this camera, in front of DJ Vlad, or in front of Adam 22 across the table, I probably should be paying close attention to what I say, or be for real, probably shouldn't even be there.
Right. I
Uh,
mean, if you are gonna be there, just don't be talking about your criminal life. You feel me? Like, let that go. Come up there. You could talk about, experiences, but I wouldn't discuss anything that had nothing to do with narcotics, anything to do with robbing anybody, anything to do, well, definitely not about no smurders.
yeah,
Um, like it's just certain things you should know. Common sense should tell you that you should not have a discussion about.
yeah, because
Like
they're watching, they're listening.
Yeah, like common sense would say, maybe I shouldn't talk about this. Like,
But nope, for the fame, for the notoriety, for the what you gonna do about it until Big Uncle Sam comes showing up.
exactly. And then you looking all crazy, like, oh, well, what did I do? Well, you know exactly what you did, stupid. You ran your mouth. That's what you did, dumbass. People get on my
Mhm.
nerves sometimes. But anyway, you can go ahead. You want to go ahead and hit the Big U Enterprise.
Yes. So the Big U Enterprise. As discussed herein, I believe that Henley led the Big U Enterprise. Robinson was a years long associate and confidant of Henley and served as his right hand man, underboss, and enforcer in the Big U Enterprise. And Martin was also a close confidant and trusted lieutenant of Henley in the Big U Enterprise. So they're giving the
Mm-hmm.
structure of how they laid it out. Much
Craziness.
Much of the
Uh,
Big U Enterprise structure and affiliation with the Rolling 60s is in its public domain. In the television series Hip Hop Uncovered, the docu-series, which Henley executive produced, Henley detailed the history of the Rolling 60s and his involvement with that gang. Henley admitted he was a Rolling 60s member from the first generation. Henley advised that the Rolling 60s was a large Crip gang known to instill fear in the community. Henley claimed that he did not have gang related tattoos because people already knew where he was from, and it was never a question. A similar quote that Henley often repeated when asked why he has no gang tattoos is that this is a quote: "It isn't on you, it's in you." After encountering legal troubles as a juvenile, Henley moved from California to Chicago. Henley admitted elsewhere to being on the run and conduct illegal drug activities in Chicago. While Henley was living in Chicago, Henley decided to move back to Los Angeles to participate in the gang war after an associate's murder. At that time, Henley noted his mentality was that, quote, we hunting. To us, it wasn't about fighting, it was about guns now. My philosophy was the gun can get you any and the gun can get you any and everywhere you need to be.
mm, mm, mm. The sad part is a lot of dudes feel that way. You feel me? And but I hate to sound all. I'm about to go on my righteous rant real quick. But the sad part is that's because most of us have been institutionalized, all right, and not meaning they went to jail, just the mindset.
Hmm.
Like you send your kids to school, certain schools look like prisons.
Hmm.
You feel me? Then they outside on the street, and now other people are teaching them things, and they just okay, I'm gonna go with it because that's what everybody. You know what I mean? Like they say that's how you handle shit with guns. Where at one point in time, though, the way the old school, the OGs would be like, nah, you just handle that with these.
Hmm.
It got embedded in a lot of their brains that you handle it with these, with the blower. And I think it started with that generation right there. I did. I honestly think it started with that generation. Just like they put the narcotic on the street and they gave it to young black boys to push, taught them how to cook it up and all that stuff, put it
Hmm.
together, package it, and put it on the streets. Like, let's say, the real Rick Ross, not the fake one with the wing stops. The real Rick Ross.
When the wing stops.
Yeah, not the one with the wing stops. We talking about the one that he stole the name from. That's how they got him. He wasn't initially thinking about I'm gonna go out here and I'm gonna sell narcotics. He was like, I'm gonna play tennis, and they changed that point of view real quick.
Mm.
But I always tell people, you gotta remember, we didn't have the ships and the planes to bring the product over here. Not our type of people.
Hmm.
We didn't have that. That's not how it got here. We didn't just make it up. We didn't have the opium plants and stuff like that. we got ingrained into it. Like, so it's just a weird situation. I also wanted to bring up too, how you think they got Keefe D
Talking.
on what podcast
What was he
and
talking on
writing a
the
book?
podcast?
That's how they got him.
Yep, well, that goes to show. If you have a story to tell, it may be the best thing for you just not to tell your story.
Hmm. Just shut up.
Shut up, keep your mouth closed.
Just shut up. I could never say that enough. Just shut up. Nobody has to know. The only way they know is if you tell them, fool, shut up.
Yeah,
But whatever. I digress. Nobody listens to me. People think I don't know anything. I know a lot though, and especially about the street life. Um, So after Henley returned to Los Angeles in the 1980s, he became known as a fighter for the Rolling Sixties by fighting other gang members. As Henley recalled, those fights were about dominating the Rolling Sixties competition. Henley remembered the approximate 200 other Rolling 60 gang members went to a Run DMC concert. Listen, that's noted too. Um, and Deb Antony, her brother, was
hmm,
working with Run DMC at this particular time. So they went to a Run DMC concert at the Long Beach Convention Center to establish and maintain their dominance within LA based street gang scene. Henley characterized his and the Rolling 60s moral code at the time as get 'em before they get you. Throughout the 1980s, Henley fostered a fierce and earned reputation for violence, which included multiple charges for first degree murder, as well as a charge for attempted murder of a peace officer. Dang! You trying to take out the officers too?
yeah,
Jeez Louise. Y'all was going hard. According to these statements, Henley believed that by 1987 he had um, cemented his reputation as a tough person who should not be crossed. Henley recounted serving time in county jail where he beat up other inmates for the purpose of establishing a pecking order. Henley also um, Henley was also earning money through the narcotic trade in other cities, such as Minneapolis, where he realized he had influence over other Rolling 60 gang members. When Henley was 22, he claimed to stop selling narcotic and transition into a different racket. He believed his moniker, Big U, was so big and he was feeling himself.
yeah,
He was what the old folks say. He was smelling himself. Um, every time I go through a door, every time I go through a door, I really was a beast. That was the mentality. Despite having such power within the Rolling 60s, Henley did not have a reliable source of income outside of the narcotic trade. Child, talk about feeling yourself.
hmm,
Talk about feeling yourself. He was feeling himself for real. Like, I'm coming through. I'm that ninja.
yeah, yeah.
Don't play with me type of situation. Um, Dang, y'all, it's crazy because oh my gosh, that's one thing that's embedded in the hood too. Somebody gotta try to show themselves to be the man. You feel me? They gotta be that dude, that guy. Um, so that they feel like they got respect in the hood, and that's pretty. And in prison, because you don't want to go in prison being soft.
Correct.
You feel me? And they ain't even talk about he was in prison. They talking about he was in the jail. But one thing I know about LA and their county jail, it is not to be played with. I know that for a fact. It is not a place that you want to be, nor is it a place that you want to play with at all. I know that for a fact. So when he say he was going in there and handling his business, he was going in there and handling his business. Child, it's much, 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 much. All right, so let me do this real quick. So, whew, child. When Henley was 22, he claimed to stop. Oh, so okay, no, I did that one already.
Or 27.
Yeah, I figured that out after I read what I already read in my head. Okay, yeah. Henley subsequently connected with the hip hop artist Kenneth Green, aka Papa LQ, and became his manager. In the docuseries, Papa LQ recounted that Henley was in tune with both the community and gang culture. Henley also became the manager of hip hop artist Ricardo Emmanuel Brown, aka Corrupt. Y'all know Corrupt.
Yeah.
Don't act like you don't know who Corrupt is. A self-admitted Rolling 60s gang member. Now, I think with Papa LQ, well, I know no, that wasn't him. Anyway, but everybody know who Corrupt is, which would make sense because Corrupt was a Rolling 60s member. You got Snoop, he's a noted Crip. You feel me? So they kind of go together. They kind of go together, and it kind of makes sense if you put it together. Like if you really look at the bigger picture. Um, In 1991, Henley was found guilty and sentenced to 23 years. This is why I'm saying, like, if he go this time, he gone for life. Sentenced to 23 years in state prison for robbery. And as he admitted, he was also charged with kidnapping. While Henley was incarcerated, Henley stated that Corrupt maintained contact with Henley and ensured that he was kept abreast for developments in the music industry. So he was still his manager even behind bars.
Mm-hmm.
In 2022, on the podcast dubbed C and C Mac Show, Henry described himself as an enforcer in prison. He recounted knocking somebody's eyeball, oh my gosh, out of their socket, as well as committing shanking. He was shanking a nigga.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what he said. Child, that nigga was wild. He was a wild, wild boy. Like,
He's an enforcer. I mean,
wow.
to establish yourself in a violent world, you have to be a violent person. That makes sense.
You know what I be thinking about though, because like I said, I did watch that show with him and Deb and her brother and Tricky from Detroit and Haitian Jack. And like I said, that situation at the Run DMC concert, it was it solidified that it happened because they talked about it on the show. Him and Deb brother talked about it and what was going on while because he was working with DMC at the time, so he was on the stage when all that and how they rushed him out and all this good stuff, and Big U talking about what happened. It's like, how are you so free to have these type of discussions? You feel me?
Yeah.
All right, yeah, that was the past, but the fact that you think that it's okay for you to have these type of discussions is crazy because it doesn't make you look good and not in the eyes of law enforcement anyway. It just doesn't.
And they were paying attention. They were paying attention.
They were. It does not make you look like how you think it makes you look.
Yeah.
You might think, all right, it make me look tough. It make me look, but in this day and age, that's the last thing you should be worried about trying to look, especially when you're an old man. I mean, he not old, but he on his way to death.
That's messed up. He's up in
Listen,
age. You would just say he's up in
if I
age.
tell men that I date that you are halfway close to death, you need to stop acting like that. I could say that about him.
Okay.
Like I'm not gonna reword none of what I just said. He's close to death. He's in his
Damn.
50s. And if you go back to that story about which further solidifies everything that I'm saying, if you go back to that story about uh, Big Sam tell it and a couple of other members of the Rolling Sixties tell the story too, and Whack 100 tried to tell it, but I think it was um, one of the dudes that's involved in this case said that's not how it went. What they said was Big U asked Nipsey Hussle was a song about him. Nip was like, yeah, and he was like, he threw a water bottle at him. Was like, we gotta go outside because you got to run it. You feel me? And they go outside and they trying to. Big U trying to square up, but he can't catch Nipsey because Nipsey is a uh,
Thundercat.
young, spry
Thundercat.
young man. You
Young,
feel me?
spry young man.
So he, moving and moving all around. So Big U can't catch him to the point where Big U got mad and he was like, I'm about to call some other ninjas and some other people in the handle you. And then they started, it was a whole thing. And then next thing you know, Nipsey brother Sam pulled out the blower and shot some shots in the air. And the police just happened to be there and everybody got locked up. That's how the story basically went. You are almost you close to death, sir. Why would you want to do that? I'm just saying. I'm just saying. All right, so Snoop about to come into the story, y'all. I gotta
Mhm.
do this because I just mentioned him a few minutes ago, and so I gotta bring this one in. So in 2004, Henley was released from prison. In the docuseries, hip hop artist Calvin Brodus, Snoop Dogg, Brodus Jr., aka Snoop Dogg, characterized Henley as institutionalized. That's a fair statement. You say the wrong thing and you get fucked up. That's what Snoop said. He was short tempered and serious about the shit he was on. Something about him I liked because I felt like he was a leader. Henley claimed that he was focused on healing his community when he returned home from prison. According to Henley, his primary objective was to affect change and lift his community to be to a better place instead of destroying it. Now that would tie into what he was saying he wanted to do through that non-profit organization that he
Mhm.
started. That's where that comes in. Um, but what they saying is that ain't what happened. That's what the government is saying. That's not what happened.
Mhm.
So, whoo, child, this is a lot. This is a lot. Henley's own words, though, show the falsity of his claim reformation. For example, on December 31st of 2022, on an intercepted call, dang, on a wiretap, homie.
Yep. On the
Uh,
wiretap.
no pun intended again. Um, Henley explained his motivation for committing murder on behalf of Big U Enterprise. Oh my God, not on behalf of the enterprise,
Mhm.
stating, what you guys see on the internet, y'all keep hearing other people who don't have nothing to talk about to sell. Let me explain something to you. If I would have had a problem with any man, color, creed, king, or kind, the issue would have been resolved and he wouldn't be here. Or I wouldn't be here. It ain't no kid nothing. Or no kid nothing. And it damn near, and this is all in bold
Yep.
writing. And it so that means he was saying it with some force. And it damn near nobody who been in this motherfucker longer than me can stand against me and me be who I am. If I have a problem with any man, this won't be so funny to me. I'm still who they say I am. So basically, he said, I never changed.
Yep, I am who I am.
Changed. I'm
I
sorry.
am who I am.
Never, 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 never changed. He never changed. Um, Similarly, on April the 23rd, 2003, on another intercepted call. What is with you on the phone, Big U? You
You
are
probably
old.
never.
You should know by now. That's the last place you should be having conversations.
No, you probably never thought about it. Never thought like a phone tap, a wire tap. Not me.
The problem is that you've had predecessors who went gone down with these same things.
Hmm.
The mob, for example. You know they exist. You know when you make a phone call from jail, they're recording it. You know, and with today's technology, they don't even have to come into your house no more.
Yep, that is
They don't
right.
have to bug your facilities no more. They could just intercept it. That's how crazy it is. But anyway, similarly in April 20, April 23rd, 2023. That's so crazy. April 23rd, 2023. On an intercepted call, Henley discusses gang politics with a co-conspirator and stated, "I'm retired, nigga." Oh, question. I'm retired, nigga. Activist. He questioned these things. I'll pull up on your block right now, nigga, and show up and show out, nigga. That's what happened to the last niggas that thought I was retired. Damn! I
Talk
hope
that.
that he was just saying that in general and not necessarily to a particular person, but it
He was
doesn't
saying it to
stop
a
it.
co-conspirator.
Yeah,
They knew who
so
was on the phone
he
with.
was just they was just shooting the shit, basically. And I guess they was having a conversation about some other people. And he was like, "Who retired?
Hmm.
I'm not retired." And that's how that conversation went. You guys see what I'm saying? On the phone, homie, not
Hmm.
on the phone. So according to the docuseries, as Henley transitioned to life in Los Angeles following incarceration, he returned to the hip hop industry. Corrupt connected Henley with Suge Knight, because remember the whole Death Row thing, all that good stuff. The former CEO or Chief Executive Officer CEO of Death Row Records. I just said that, but I'm reading. Henley recounted that Suge Knight assisted him financially when he was released from prison. Henley referred to himself as the Blue Suge Knight. How
Hmm.
fitting. And you see where his ass at.
Hmm.
Um, as Henley, as of 2004, was widely regarded as a leader of the Rolling 60s. Because of this reputation, Henley was well positioned to ultimately form and lead the Big U enterprise.
One
Listen,
thing. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
you see where Suge Knight ass is at?
Yeah.
Shit. Now, what you was getting ready to say, Doc? I'm sorry. I just had to get
Uh,
that off my chest.
no, nah, but if you pay attention to this line is kind of interesting too. The fact that Suge Knight, who is a well-known blood, was financially assisting Henley, who's obviously
A
a
crip.
established crip.
Right.
So it just goes to show, like, even the way the politics work and everything behind the scenes needs to be so different, and people just don't understand. But think about that: you have a well-known, established blood member that is
Mm-hmm.
financially backing the quote-unquote op.
Mm-hmm. That's the crazy part. But that goes back to Big U and Whack 100.
Hmm.
Big U a crip, Whack 100 a blood.
Yeah.
But at some point in time, they was cool until they wasn't.
Hmm.
So that says never trust none of the street shit. Because just as quick as they could be cool with each other, they could turn on each other. Because now we got Whack and Big U going at each other next. Talk about shit. Whack is saying, "Oh, he going to jail. He going to jail," while Big U is saying, "Whack 100 set me up."
Mm-hmm.
And they both keep saying he was trying to take my contracts within the music industry. It's out of
Business.
pocket. It's out of pocket. It's out of pocket. It's out of pocket. And I don't know where these, I don't know. All right. So I'm going to get to these love notes real quick. And then I'm going to do a briefing on this whole diddler situation. I'm not going to read like I was reading the other day, but you know they still in court. So I do have to throw a little bit of that in there real quick. But before I get to that, you want to go get your,
Yeah.
all right, you go ahead and do your business and I'm going to get to this business. Y'all, hold on. Y'all, let me tell you again, technical issues. I'm still waiting for this thing to get itself together over here. But I'm sorry I was late because I had a lot to talk to y'all about. But anyway, it is now time to get to some love. I love y'all. Thank you for your patience. I know it took me a while to get back on camera. I had to figure some things out at the last minute. That's why Doc started the show for me because it was crazy. But I am here and I love y'all and I thank you for the love and support that y'all give and show to this podcast. I wouldn't keep doing it if it wasn't for y'all. So I want to give love to anybody who's watching from Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. I love you very, very much and I appreciate you very, very much. Thank you for the love. Um, Thank you. I like to call that live love or replay love because you could go back and replay this later on, whatever. Just skip over the first few minutes of confusion, but we do get to the meat and potatoes eventually. Um, but it's time to get to some other kind of love, which we like to call over here love notes. How do we come up with the title, The Love Notes? Well, first, the Love Notes are our listening audience. These people come from wide and far and listen to this podcast, and we appreciate them so, so much. You have no idea how much they are appreciated. There's so much appreciated that I'm going to go and edit out the part of the show where it's just nothing. I'm not saying anything, or nobody's saying anything because I think they deserve more. But anyway, how do we come up with the name Love Notes? I used to call it Love. Doc used to call it Show Notes. I was never going to call it Show Notes. Um, and then we bicker, and finally we came to the compromise because what we realized is there's no love without compromise. We came to the compromise, and we decided that we were going to call it Love Notes. Doc also said I had a stack of papers the size of a composition notebook. Oh, wait, not yet. We ain't ready for that yet. The size of a composition notebook. I did not. But in all fairness, it was a lot of papers, but it had a lot of cities, states, countries, and territories on there. We don't do that anymore. We've gone green. I don't know if this is correct. I hope this is the right one. Let me just be safe. Um, I feel like I gotta go the safe route. Oh no, that's the right one. Okay. Um, I don't do that anymore. Now we do this because it's all love, baby. It's all love. Big shout out to everybody. It's all love. Thank you. Shout out to the top 60 United States, United Kingdom, India, China, Canada, Belgium, specifically Brussels. I love you guys. Thank you for your loyalty, your dedication. And man, you guys are amazing. Thank you so much. Russia, Indonesia, Japan, New Zealand, Australia, Turkey, Switzerland, Germany, Mexico, Austria, Philippines, and Kenya. Hi, babies. I love you so much. Thank you. Pakistan, Romania, South Africa, Nigeria, Brazil, Netherlands, Singapore, Spain, Ireland, and Nepal. I love you all. Thank you for the love. You guys are great. Mauritius, Israel, Hong Kong, France, Poland, Tunisia, Venezuela, baby, Czech Republic, Portugal, and Morocco. Hi, babies. I love you too. Thank you. I love you. Ghana, Finland, Cameroon, Lithuania, Sweden, and Bangladesh and Latvia. Hi, honeys. Thank you for the love. You guys are extraordinary. Um, mm, so extraordinary. I love you guys so much. I promise you, make me happy. Hungary, Greece, Denmark, Jamaica, Slovakia, Ukraine, and Peru. Hi, booze. Thank you. Thank you so much for the love. You guys are extraordinary as well. Thank you. Um, Italy and Egypt, they're last on my list, but not the least. They are amazing too. Two countries that I would love to visit one day. I cannot wait to get that on. That's a bucket list, Busby. That is a fucking bucket list. I don't know what you talk about. This girl got a bucket list. No, the hell she don't. She was 13. Oh, my bad. My bad.
The Busby bucket list.
Busby just making up shit. He be making up shit sometimes. I can tell.
Ambulance chaser,
Yeah.
allegedly.
Call an ambulance and tell them pick up your people. Listen, um, he get on my nerves. He get on my nerves so much. Let me run through these little ditty updates today. They were in court again today. Today is Wednesday, so it was the third day of court proceedings. They're actually in trial now. They get into the witnesses and all of that. Yesterday, Cassie was on the stand. She talked about a lot of crazy stuff that was going on. Today, she was on the stand. She talked about more. Yesterday, I found out maybe a little bit more than like now that the trial is going, we finding out a lot of the things that she talked about in her civil suit, but now it's in graphic detail.
Mm,
And although the audience is not being showed the pictures and still shots and the video footage from said freak offs and stuff, the jury is. And it's been said that every time they showed some things or told some things that were like they were in there like flabbergasted, covering their mouths, just in disbelief. They showed a lot of the foot, a lot of photos from where he had beat her and the bruises that she had. She talked about how he would just beat her for no reason sometimes. Um, Today they got to the Kid Cudi conversation
mm,
and how that went. Um, and basically, before the car blew up, he said that he went. I'm gonna tell this story real quick. Before the car blew up, right? He got her because he found out about her and Kid Cudi through email exchanges between her and Cudi
mm,
because he had gotten to her phone. Because remember, well, I don't know if I told y'all this Monday, but he would take her phone and her laptop as a form of punishment, as if she was a little kid. So he had gotten to during a freak off, he had gotten to her phone and read the messages between her and Cuddy,
mm-hmm,
and he told her he was going to murk Cuddy and he was going to murk her.
mm,
So I guess she tried to calm everything down and get everything calmed down or whatever. And so now him, her, and Cuddy sit down to have a little meeting or whatever to discuss the situation. And at the end of the conversation, Cuddy says to him, "Well, what about my vehicle? What about my car?" And he looks at that nigga and say, "Nigga, what car?" And then following after that, the car blows up.
it sounds like a movie.
Yeah, I said this nigga is diabolical.
The diddler remains.
He is diabolical. Like what? So that was one situation. We did find out the number in which this she got in the settlement, which was $20 million.
Oh, okay.
So it wasn't a couple. No, it was 20 million. It wasn't the 30 she initially went after, but she did get 20. They asked her how did she come up with the number for her compensation, and she was like, I really honestly just came up with any number, whatever number I could get. But she said what happened was she gave him a manuscript of the book that she was writing about him and her situation, her time with him or whatever. And because she said initially she just wanted him to read it to see, how he was treating her and how it affected her. So she sent it to him, and I guess with idle threats like, listen, you could buy the book. If not, I'm going public with the book. and that's when he brushed her off, and then that led to her filing the civil suit.
Okay.
There's a lot of stuff, man. Child, it was a lot of stuff. So Monday I will be getting into, because this is Wednesday now. She's going back on the stand tomorrow. Because what happened was, because it took, most of the day for her to be questioned by prosecution. Now it's his defense team's turn to cross-examine her.
Okay.
And that didn't happen in court today, because by the time they had a lot of arguments and objections and all that, and that took up a lot of time. So by the time they got to the cross-examination portion, it was already. I told you the court sessions end at 5 o'clock this week. Next week they're trying to end it by 3. And so forth, so forth. They're trying to end it by 3. So because of all of that, it took up a lot of time. So they didn't get a chance to cross examine. So the judge says that they will begin the cross examination tomorrow. Court is supposed to start at 8:30. So I'm gonna be watching and paying attention and seeing what's being said and all of that stuff. Um, what was I talking about? So tomorrow 8:30, cross examining now. Demeanor of Diddy. Let's talk about that real quick. They said yesterday when he came into court, he was all like cocky and confident, right? And when he saw her, he was kind of like giving her these little sly looks. You know what I mean? Somebody said it looked like he wanted to walk up to her and lick the tears off of her face while she was crying.
That is freaky.
Diabolical, right? Diabolical. But today was a different story. When she got on the stand today, it was like everything she was saying. He was just shaking his head and hitting the table. The judge had to talk to him a couple times to tell him get himself together. They get it together for a little bit. They continue with the questioning, and it would start back up again.
Do you mean hitting the table like?
Like
Bang? Oh, okay.
literally hitting the table. He was showing the frustration of the lack of control.
Like a tantrum kind of.
Yeah,
Okay.
because remember he can't control the narrative right about now.
Yeah.
So the attitude he was giving, like everybody was saying it. Put it like that. So that was a thing. Um, she did speak about after she broke it off with him in 2018. We read this in the case, the civil suit, where she had broke it off with him in 2018, and so he was like, well, he wanted to sit down and have dinner and discuss some things, so they could close off everything. And then he takes her home, and when he takes her home, he grapes her in her living room. Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
So they detailed that, and she said, and at the time she was already dating her husband. So
Hmm.
they put her husband out of the courtroom at that particular time because he was there. And I guess they set the chair there, knowing that at one point in time they were going to make him exit the courtroom.
Hmm.
So they made him exit the courtroom because at the time that Diddy allegedly did what he did to her, she was already dating Alex, her husband. Mind you, this is a 8 month. She's 8 months pregnant,
Hmm.
so she on her way to delivering this baby. And I said the other day, like I feel like they gonna start with her first because she is so heavily pregnant, and they did. They definitely started with her, but it came to a point in time after that great that she wanted to take herself out.
Hmm.
It took a while, but she wanted to take herself out, and she asked her husband, could he raise the kids without her, and that she attempted to run outside and throw herself in front of traffic.
Wow.
So my notion is tomorrow that the defense will try to target, because one thing I can say they did do is that the prosecution got her to open up about all the things that she participated in, that she did say, okay, cool, yeah, I did this. I did the narcotic in the beginning. It was fun. We was partying. We was having a good time. I did the narcotic voluntarily. You feel me?
Hmm.
Um, the first initial freak offs, because she wanted to make him happy, but then it was no making him. It wasn't enough making him happy, apparently, because then it turned into an everyday thing. She said that, you know how everybody like, well, we ain't heard no music from her or whatever. That's because the freak offs became her job.
That is wild. The freak
Yeah.
also became her job.
They became her job. So instead of her being a singer, a talent or whatever, the freak offs became her main focus. When he said, go with the trainer and work out and all that, it wasn't so you'll look good on camera. It was so you'll be ready for the freak offs.
Mm.
Child, when I tell you, it's so much more. Like I said, I will be picking up on the things that was said today, tomorrow, and Friday with court adjourns for the weekend. And then Monday we will come back with more intel. I'm not doing it on a Friday. I'll be damned if I let Diddy interrupt my Fire Friday. So we will pick up back up on this on Monday. I will have a lot more for y'all. I just wanted to give y'all some intel about what's been going on. And it's more diabolical than just reading the cases. I mean, the briefings that we already read. Her briefing specifically. It's a lot more. A lot of people got beat up. A lot of people, she lost friends because they got beat up by him. It's so much. So we gonna get to it. It's just insane. Um, man, it's insane. And I ain't gonna lie, it triggered me a little bit in the domestic violence area of things. And even the grape situation too. It's a lot. It's a lot to take in. So
Mm.
we will get back to that on Monday. But let's get to what Doc has said. Doc has said top flight, catch the vibes, technology difficulties, technical, technical difficulties couldn't stop the wiretap. No, we were still gonna be here. I was just like, I don't know what the hell is going on. I'm trying to figure it out. Why is this happening right now? I'm
Yeah,
trying to figure it out, but I'm here. Um,
we made it. We made it.
yeah, and I think now that that's happened, I'm going to switch around some things in here, so I don't have to worry about that again. Um, Doc has said worldwide keep talking on them show on them shows because we catching, we watching, says Big Uncle Sam. Big Sam, stop playing with
For
him.
real.
Like he
Don't
was
play with me. You
watching.
big.
Big Sam, Big Unc, he watching.
Big, you thought he was big until Big Uncle Sam came around and started really wiretapping and paying
Right, he
attention.
like,
And
I'm gonna show you how to walk on them.
yeah,
And
yeah,
all that smack he was talking about, he not retired and all that, you gave them bait.
yeah, yeah. And
Because he
even
wanted
reading this, as far as we got, you can tell that they sat down and reviewed any bit of information that you've ever put out that was connected to some type of content. They talking about docu
to,
series here, podcasts here.
you
They
said you
went
wanted
through
to
all that.
pop out and show niggas. Well, they popped out and showed your ass. So,
Yeah.
Big Uncle Sam. Big Sam? Stop playing with him. Stop playing with him. We are going to eventually, while we're going through this case right here, get to Nipsey. I just told a little bit, but Nipsey is included in this case too. So
Hmm.
it's a lot to take in. We didn't even get to the Schmurders. We didn't get to the hit set. We just talked about what they balling it up. And I think I'm going to see if I can narrow this down a little bit so we can get to that type of stuff.
Hmm.
Oh my gosh. Listen. No, we're not going to skip too fast because this Nipsey coming to play the next time we speak about this.
Yes.
He comes into the conversation then, um, and the diss track and why they was outside trying to fight when his brother Sam hit. Okay, we're gonna talk about all that. That's next. Let me see what else Doctor said. Doc said hit that like button. Um, live. I'm tuned in. Live show, radio show. Get the app. Listen. Do all of that. Also, y'all, if y'all start seeing advertisements for laboriously bookkeeping, don't judge me. I'm going to advertise on my own platform too, because we have a website for that now. So yeah, it's coming. It's coming. Separate website, not Ambitiously Entertainment. This is just the company. So that's coming. I know y'all be wanting me to do a lot of things and hurry up and get it done, but my hands is.
You only got two hands. Be juggling a lot.
Yeah, I am. And then I still gotta be a mom. So it's just like I'm trying. Work with me. I'm trying. Um, but I need to focus on what's gonna pay my bills more than anything because I can't keep doing the show if I can't keep paying the bills. So it is what it is. But I'm working on it. I'm working on it. Anyway, so that's that. Okay. Say a few things. Got a few things to say. It is Wednesday. So this is Doc and I's very special domestic day.
Trash day.
So I don't want us to linger too long. It was just because of the technical difficulties. We couldn't get to stuff as fast as I would like to. But it is Wednesday. It is trash day. So Doc and I got some things we got to handle. So I don't want to stay too long. But join the conversation. You can do that by dropping a comment. It'll appear on the screen. You can call in or you can text. The number's 443 551 5963. 443 551 5963. If you drop a comment, it'll be on the screen. If you send a text message, I will read it out loud along with the comments dropped on the screen. And if you call in, note that you will be live on air. So probably you should watch them out. Don't do what Big U and them was doing because they watching. Big Uncle's watching. That's all I'm saying.
Yep.
He watching. Well, he is they, and they are watching. Um, if you would like to talk to us about anything, hit us up. Contact at Ambitiously ENT, or you can hit Ambitiously the podcast at gmail.com. Either one of these email addresses, I will answer you. Just hit us up and we will answer. Check out our website, www. And I'm working on two websites right now, so bear with me. But some change got to come over there and then the new website. But check us out, www.ambitiouslυent.com, www.ambitiouslυent.com, and join our coffee community so we can have salacious, titillating, and taboo conversations. And I could say fucking shit whenever the fuck I feel like it. I kind of double down on the fuck count. But whatever. I could cuss whenever the hell I feel like it. And our Rumble channel is coming soon. Because I'm trying to transition. I mean, I'm still gonna use YouTube. I'm still gonna use Facebook. I'm definitely still using Twitch because I don't have those problems over there. But it's a little easy over there. Plus, we are adding TikTok to our viewing pleasure. So if you have a TikTok account and you want to watch over there, you will be able to watch the show over there as well. You're welcome. By the way, I'm working on some things. I'm working on some things. But for right now, just join our coffee community so I can say fuck whenever the fuck I feel like it. Um, Listen, I have permission. Any music video that I ever played on this podcast, I have full permission to play. I haven't played any new ones, any videos lately because I want new ones. I want to play the old ones too, but I also want newer ones, and I don't want to keep playing the old ones over and over again. So I just took a little break from that, but I'm gonna get back to it. Don't you worry. Don't you worry. And so I have permission to play those. So therefore, don't ask me to play somebody else's video like some kind of mainstream artists that I don't have permission to play their videos because I will not. And we do not take requests over here. I don't know if you were here Friday, but my DJ kind of do his thing already. I don't need y'all getting on his nerves. Listen, he gave me East Coast, West Coast. He gave me some new Woo. He gave me some new Nas. He gave me some of everything. No, I'm not letting y'all get on his nerves. Get out his face. Get out his face. Speaking of him, much love to DJ Rukazy. We love you over here. And no, we not going to let nobody get on your nerves, sir. Nobody. I can't wait to be your wing woman again. I'm going to get you some hoes. Like, that's my job. We're going to get you some hoes. Anyway, but let us know how you feel about these fire mixes that we play every Friday. I am his wing woman. When y'all ask him, be like, "Who is your wing woman?" He gonna be like, "Cat." Yeah, like boy, pull that card out, let her scan it real quick so she can get your contact information. I do that. I do that because I feel like my DJ should have the host. I'm just saying. Anyway, like, share, and subscribe to this podcast, man. We need every like, every share, and subscription. It's very important to us. It lets them know that you know that we know that you know that we know that you know, and they know that we are here. And the immortal words of our wonderful in-house DJ, we will be here forever. Stop playing with us. Stop playing with us. Yeah, I'm his wing woman, Doc, and I'm okay with that.
All right, look,
I'm trying to get him all the holes.
there you
Well,
go.
maybe not all of them, but at least some of them anyway. Um, trying to hook a brother up. Um, but anyway, yeah, so that's that. Y'all, I don't have my soundboard right now because of technical difficulties, but it's okay. It's okay. We're gonna get through this. I'ma just start by telling y'all to mind your business. Everybody's business is not your business. Some business needs to be just none of your business. You need to just mind your business. You need to just not keep it moving. Nothing to see here. You don't need to be minding everybody's business. Except for on Media Mondays, where I tell everybody's business. Right now, I'm focused on this diddler business because that's the business we in right now, and I'm too invested to not discuss it at this point. I've been reading all the cases. Am I lying, Doc?
No, you are not lying. You're speaking the truth.
Yeah, I'm too invested to not cover this thing. And I've been told y'all I was going to cover it, so I'm covering it. But Media Mondays, generally, I tell everybody's business. You just shouldn't have no business for me to tell, and I wouldn't tell it. Tapping, I try not to tell nobody's business. For the last two tappings, I haven't told anybody's business. Yesterday, I was sick, so I didn't tell anybody's business. Last week, I didn't tell anybody's business. I did not specific people anyway. I'm gonna try not to do that, but sometimes it happens. It's not on purpose. It's not intentional though. It just happens from time to time. It happens. The wiretap though, yeah, telling all your business. You shouldn't have a court case, and I wouldn't be able to tell your business. If you are depraved, foul, sinister, diabolical, because that's the word that like diabolical fits today. If I've never used that word, I use the word all the time, but this is the time where diabolical, yes, diabolical. Um, it fits. If you are diabolical, disgusting, foul, depraved, heinous, sinister, um, stupid, idiotic, just plain dumb. Um, I'm missing some words. Take it away, Doc. I don't know.
You could be repulsive, disgusting, nauseating, a degenerate, a pervert. You could be malicious, and my favorite
Mm-hmm.
one, insidious.
All them things. I just talked about two people, and with them two people, one covers half of the list, and the other one covers the other half
Other
of the
half.
list. Matter of fact, one covers half of the list, and the other one covers 100% of the list.
Mm.
Now you figure out which one covers 100%, but that's for you to determine, not me, not I said the cat. Anyway, Yeah, but if you got a court case, and it doesn't have to, you don't have to be a celebrity. It just has to be high profile enough to reach my desk, and I could be able to pull the court case, and I'm pulling it, and we reading it because you shouldn't be any of those things we just listed. Trifling ass. Trifling is about to go on a list too because that covers a lot of people. Um, trifling ass shit. Wet and Wired, Doc and I tell more of our business, but none of our business compares to any of their business.
Mm.
We don't even meet the requirements to that list. We don't. Like we don't even meet the requirements to make it on that list. But it's more our business. But I feel like if we're gonna tell people's business, we should probably tell a little bit of ours too. Um, Now when cattails does hit, I'm telling a whole bunch of business. But it's my business too. It's just these people are retarded. And plus, this the first episode for Cattails. I try to cat the story off, but this person keeps doing shit. So now I got shit that I gotta add to it. So I'm working. I'm gonna finish the script off. I blocked him so he can't add anymore at this point
Mm.
because I had to block him because I don't know who the fuck you think I am. I'm a gangster, low key. I just try not to live that life. I try to be a lady, but you want to pull the gangster out? Go ahead, go ahead. So yeah, my your best bet is if your story makes cattails, just shut up. Don't say nothing. Want nobody knows shit. It's that simple. If you say something, then everybody's gonna know you, and then you open yourself up for ridicule because you could have shut the fuck up and nobody would know shit. And what you said, Doc,
Hear dogs holler.
yeah, shut up. Same thing I'm telling you and them. I'm telling you too. Shut up. Shut the fuck up. Nobody won't know it's you. I already got two stories, but the first story keep cat up until Monday. That's when all right, you know what, we get ready to cast this shit off because you out of control. And anytime anybody, I'm gonna tell y'all this right now. I see lately that people are trying to do shit when they know I got a show because they feel like it's gonna affect me to where as though I'm not gonna be able to do my show. Bitch, you don't affect nothing. I'm gonna be pissed off with you, right? Cuss your ass out and still get on this camera and do my thing. So that ain't the way. That ain't the answer. Shut the fuck up. Anyway, so that's that. But other than that, mind your business. Safe way to live your life. My name is Kat Lee, and I approve this message.
Bling.
Shut the fuck up. That's the whole main point. Um, but that's that. Uh, love your babies. Hug your babies. Encourage your babies. Commit to your babies. And tell your babies that yay, doc, yay, yay, yay. I be missing when we not doing our thing together because this is priceless. Tell your babies that they are the greatest of all time. They need your encouragement. I don't care how grown they get, whatever. They always need your love, your patience, your kindness, and your encouragement. They need it, grown and all. Forever, they will need it, and it's deeper than just you. You are a major part of it. You need to be a part of it because they can't like they're lost without you. But it's bigger than you because I believe the children are our future. So tell them babies they the GOAT. How about that? If they want to work for NASA, tell them to be best astronaut, engineer, receptionist, janitor, secretary, whatever the hell else they do over there at NASA. I don't know. I never worked there. What I do know is that you should go get yourself a telescope, a good one, not the kind that you look through your neighbor's windows with you purse. I'm not sure. I think Diddy might have had one of them, but he was only looking in Cassie's apartment. I don't know. But get you one that might require a little bit of assembly, some scopes, some beams. I add perhaps go to National Geographic. They got those ones. I know that's where mine came from. And then put it together, assemble it, go outside with your kids, look at the sky. You might discover some shit, maybe an asteroid, a comet, a meteor. I don't know if you want to discover a meteor, but whatever. You might discover one of those things. A planet that's not a planet no more, but they said it was a planet. Now they saying it's not a planet, but I don't give a fuck what they say. If I had to build a solar system and I had to find that small motherfucker, what was going to be that small motherfucker? It's a fucking planet. Fuck you. Tell me it's a big star. Kiss my ass. It's a planet. Anyway, or maybe even a UFO. But if the UFO come, do not refer me. I don't need no referrals. Thank you very much. Do not refer me. Just let them probe you and then come back and tell me the story. I'm going to believe you. I am. I promise I will. I just don't want no parts of it, okay? If they want to work for NASCAR, tell them to be the best NASCAR driver, pit boss, pit crew member, commentator, and they got engineers over there too. I don't know what else the hell else they do over there at NASCAR. I don't know. Never worked there either. But what I do know is they got a need for speed, and at one point in time, the muscle car was life. And for me, it's still life. We've explained this time and time again. This is why I have an addiction to gasoline. They made metal cars, so your life expectancy was a little bit longer than today's cars. And you know the saying, put the pedal to the metal. That's what they was talking about. Very much. Yeah. Um, but whatever the case may be, whatever it is that your children decide it is that they want to do, just support them, encourage them. Have their backs, man. Don't be a bitch. Don't be a bitch. Be a great parent. Okay? Okay. And again, my name is Kat Lee, and I approve this message.
Bling.
Normally, I would have my soundboard for this portion, this fair warning I'm about to give you. I don't have it. I'm just going to tell you, do not break the glass and do not push the button. Lately, some of you stupid motherfuckers have been trying it, and I've been holding on. But there's only but so much a bitch can take. And when I zap out, don't say I didn't warn you, because I did. You don't want the girl that comes with that zap out, though, because she's not nice. She is not nice. She is not sweet. She is not kind. You want the other two, which I can't play right now, but I'm just say meow, and I'm gonna say, "Hey, you big perv bitches," because that never goes anywhere. Hey, you big perv bitches, and normally that would be followed with a purr, but I don't have my soundboard right now. I'll fix all that tomorrow, actually, my day off. Because we can't have this happening again. But yeah, you don't want the evil bitch. She not nice, and she is not nothing to play with, and she can fight, by the way. So leave her the fuck alone, because it's gonna get ugly if you don't. That's why your ass is gonna wind up on cattails now, because you keep fucking with me and shit. What usually happens when you jump into other people's lanes is a collision. And who the fuck needs that? I don't need that for me. I don't need that for Doc. We don't need that for you, and we don't need that for we. So just cut the shit and stay in your fucking lane. Oh shit, what's going on around here? And just stay in your fucking lane. I don't know what's happening, but something happened. Stay in your fucking lane, and everything will be cool and copacetic. Pick and choose your battles wisely. Every battle is not a battle for you to fight, especially battles coming up against me, bitch. You don't want this. You don't want, because I'm not going to battle you. We going to war. Pick and choose your battles wisely. We still working on. I'm not working on him no more. If his stupid ass want to keep fighting battles that he cannot win, then fuck him. And if you're wondering who the fuck I'm talking about Petty Boots. I'm talking about Baby Caligula. I'm talking about Little Boots. I'm talking about fucking Drake. If he still want to be a dumbass, then let him. That don't have nothing to do with me. I'm out of it. I gave you a game plan. You should take my game plan and follow it to the T. Probably hire your PR people because they're horrible. And start over. And then that way, when you make one Delilah, nobody can be like, oh no, because you started over. They know you're gonna make some bullshit like that. You know what I'm saying? But pick and choose your battles wisely, and never try to battle your record company. That's not wise at all. They are in charge of you releasing music, you dumbass. Now they about to take all your promotion and marketing away because they can do that, dummy. Oh my gosh, I'm not even telling him no more. I'm tired of telling him shit. He get on my nerves. He just like that other one that I said we not mentioning on the show no more. And I almost had some information that I almost, but I said I'm not talking about him no more because he's starting to piss me the fuck off. Not doing it. I'm not doing this stupid shit y'all got going on out here. But pick and choose your battles wisely. And then Patty Boots, aka Baby Caligula, aka Little Boots. You said that you studied hip hop. You lied. Kendrick Bitt told us that you lied, though. Remember? In the song that you trying to sue the record company over. He said, in all the songs that he said, you're a liar, apparently. You said you study hip hop, and if you study hip hop, then you would know that Mobb Deep said that there's a war going on outside and that no man is safe from it. They said, Petty Boots, you can run, but you can't hide forever in these streets that we done took. They said, Baby Caligula, you walking with your head down, scared to look. They said, Little Boots, you shook and ain't no such things as halfway crooks. Mama say, Mama say. Now they didn't add the Baby Caligula or the Patty Boots or the little boots. And then I added that, but you get where I'm going at. You lied. Stop being a liar. You didn't study shit. Nothing. Worry about the war. Fuck the battle. It's that simple. Be you. Be who you are. Be amazingly you. Be divinely you. Be authentically you. Be your absolute wonderful self. Now, even if somebody says that they hate the way that you walk, they hate the way that you talk, and they hate the way that you dress, you can help the talk thing because you don't gotta make up accents to be cool. But the walk, you can't really help that. And if you dress weirdly, be the best weird you could be. But stop making up fake accents. That's not cool. And don't file lawsuits where you engaged in a battle. That was stupid. But other than that, no, fuck them. I'm gonna be a weirdo. I'm gonna be a weirdo. Shit. And remember, what they eat does not make you sick, except for that one movie, which is a dumb concept. Now that I think about it, like why? Um, but yeah, be you, man. And also remember this: you can't make other people happy. You can add to their happiness, but you can't make them happy. Happiness starts with them. The only way you're gonna be happy is if you just have it in your spirit that's like, fuck it, I'm just gonna be happy. And you leave their miserable asses where the fuck they stay. You keep your miserable ass over there. Don't bring that misery over here. I am not your company at all. Take that miserable shit the fuck away from me. Anyway, yeah, I don't like that shit. You came in this world by yourself. You're gonna leave by yourself. Even if you are a twin, I'm going to I should pass that a little bit because I listen. I've had too many conversations over the last week about me not wanting to have no more kids. I don't want to keep having these conversations. My kid said she want to be the only one, and I'm gonna give her what she wants. Well, the only one for me anyway. Listen. No matter what it is that you try to do to fix the problem or make things the way that people want them to be, you'll never do it because you know what is gonna happen after you allegedly fix the problem? They gonna find something else to bitch about. So fuck that shit. Let them be unhappy alone. Don't let them bring your spirits down. And last but not least, dream. Dream big. Dream so big that your dreams exceed the universe. And then once you realize and visualize the dream, plan and execute, baby. That's the only way it's gonna happen. Otherwise, you just dreaming. Make it happen. Make it happen. And fuck them naysayers and haters that tell you you can't do the shit because you can't. You can do anything you set your mind to. So do it anyway. And not to prove them wrong, just do it to make yourself happy. Although in the process you'll be proving them wrong too. Another story, another conversation for another day though. Doc, thank you for holding me down today because you really, really did. Because I don't know what the hell is going on in here.
Of course, you're welcome. I like it. It's fun.
But I did make it.
Yes.
It made me reanalyze some things on how I want to do some things in the studio. I'm gonna get it together though. Tomorrow, I'm gonna get it together tomorrow. That's never gonna happen again. But
Okay.
I appreciate you and I thank you for being here and holding it down the way you hold it down. Very grateful to you.
No, thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm glad you feel better. Glad we made it through. Technical difficulties couldn't stop it, and we gave them the information for the wiretap.
And we did, and some extra. Well, yeah, we gave that information. Yeah, it's all the wiretap. Y'all be ready for Monday because it's get ready to be crazy, crazy work. It's already crazy work. I'm
Hmm.
gonna get into a little bit more detail on Monday, so just prepare yourself to be ready.
Okay.
Um, and with that being said, y'all, we gotta get up out of here. The madness of it. I'm gonna need none of my technology to be acting crazy ever again. But whatever. Anyway, good night, y'all. We got trash to take out. We love y'all. Good night. Bye. Bye. We gotta go. I'm tired of this shit, Doc. I'm tired of this shit. Sign
Who's
out.
high?
Good night,
Who's high?
y'all.
Who's high? Who's high out?